Good. Smithville Board of Aldermen meeting is now called to order. Please stand and join Alderman Chevalier in the pledge. First item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Mark. Alderman Atkins.
I move, thank you, Mayor. I move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the city administrator's report.
Good evening, Mayor and Aldermen. The only thing I have in addition to the city administrator report, which is included in your packet tonight, is some staff updates in our Public Works Department. Dennis Witt and Myra Toothman received their LPA certifications from MoDOT. And then in the police department last Thursday, TriCid hosted their inaugural awards night, honoring first responders for their work with behavioral health clients in Clay, Platte, and Ray counties. Sergeant Jim Morgan received the award for the SIT Coordinator of the Year. So we wanted to highlight this achievement. So congratulations again to Sergeant Morgan.
Those of you who aren't aware, it's CIT, it's the Crisis Intervention Team, and they help with all mental health calls and situations. I was a CIT officer when I was a police officer for several years and found it to help lots and lots of people. So it's not an easy job to do. You'll see people that are in crisis at their worst possible times. So congrats to him.
Is he gonna be in the city newsletter?
Yes. Yeah, we'll highlight this in our staff newsletter and the one that goes out to the public.
Okay, thank you.
Police department already shared it too.
Yes.
As soon as it
It's
happened.
also shared on Facebook.
All right. Next item on the agenda is number 5. Alderman Nealon.
Motion to approve bill number 2966-22, stormwater revisions, first reading.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Mayor, I have something to just discuss with the stormwater revision and with the revision on collection of stormwater. One thing I'd like to add too is it seems to cover also rainwater. And I know the city sells water, but so it's just probably a conflict, but at the same time, collection of rainwater has a lot of benefits to the beautification of the lawn for use of non-drinking water. And I just didn't see that addressed anywhere in there. It looks like the policy just none at all. And I just want to clarify that that also collection of rainwater is included in this as far as no, we're not going to have any collection or use of rainwater collection systems.
I'm not sure, Alderman Russell, I'm understanding exactly. So there might be some people that are collecting rainwater in barrels.
Yeah,
That are using it.
water, basically water that runs off the house, right?
Right.
And for use for watering lawns and stuff. It looks like that's, from what I read with this, it covers stormwater. It looks like that's not, that's just not allowed. Correct. It just hasn't been addressed, Chuck, is what I'm saying. I don't know if it needs to be addressed.
This
Now-
ordinance is for probably larger stormwater events. We're trying to make sure that people aren't dumping things into our streams and stuff, blocking them with piles of dirt or throwing leaves into those drainage ways or to the curbs and gutters and storm sewers. We don't want people to be accumulating water, like if they have tires laying around their house where mosquitoes can be bred and stuff like that. So that's what it's meant for. If somebody's using stormwater off their gutters and collecting it and then watering their lawn or something, or a garden, some type of irrigation, we wouldn't be pursuing that. This is more for stormwater runoff, making sure that construction sites have appropriate silt fence and keep the dirt and mud on their site versus having it run into our storm sewer systems.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. I
Okay.
just didn't, it just, when you read it, it talks about collection of using barrels and pet buckets and cans and stuff, and
I think that's just meant for, you know, people that have that stuff just discarded in their yard and they're not, and it's collecting water miscellaneously. If somebody's actually actively using like a storm water barrel or
Yeah.
something, and using that for a beneficial use or something, we're not gonna go after that.
Okay. And Chuck, I don't know if we want to maybe add a sentence in there or something to clarify rainwater versus stormwater. I understand what you're doing and I totally support it. Later on down the line, if someone were to read it, I don't know if they would interpret it as far as, you can't use, rainwater, you know what I mean? Because it does kind of encompass it. I'm not sure if that's, something we want to address or not. I guess I can leave it up to the,
Yeah,
Maybe
leave that
so.
up to the board. That definitely wasn't the intent. We did not feel that that was something that you could read into it that way, but obviously if you've read it that way, then that may be an issue, so.
I think that the definition or the differences between rainwater versus stormwater, you know what I mean? I mean, what you're talking about is actual stormwater, people collecting, accumulating stuff, and I think that, the piece about, rainwater, I'm not sure if we need to address it or not. I know that there
I
are.
think we can talk to the staff and make sure on the enforcement side,
Okay.
you know, and really this is an educational tool. And what we want to do, we're not gonna go out and start finding people or anything like that. We're going to talk to them first, tell them what the appropriate, you know, way to get the stormwater draining from their yard or keeping debris and stuff, not throwing it into the storm sewer system. And we'll talk to them, we'll send them letters, you know, we're hoping to educate people first. This is the last resort, like third or fourth or fifth time that we have to talk to them. Hey, stop dumping your leaves into the storm sewer. Or we will start charging you for either removal or fining or whatever, you know, down the road, but this is really just, the state requires that you have an ordinance that you can, proceed to some type of, I'll call it a fine, I guess, or some type of discipline, if you want to call it that. But we as staff only want to do it, you know, educate, and then, okay, you're not listening now. We're gonna have to start taking more forceful actions to stop the habit.
Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much.
Okay.
So Chuck, all those dams I built in the creek as a kid, you don't want those anymore? I need to take. make sure
So
we
those
take those out.
dams end up in that
Oh,
RCB.
okay, yeah.
that Stephen just showed.
I'll make sure I don't do that anymore.
Alright.
All right, any other discussion items? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
5-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Pate, please read the bill.
An ordinance repealing and replacing section 52110, dumping or depositing dirt, rock, or other materials and enacting in its place a new ordinance, section 52110, dumping or depositing dirt, rock, other materials, or illicit discharges.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 6. Alderman Yulidol.
Motion to approve bill number 2967-22, declaring the November 8th, 2022 election results first reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Alderman Atkins, thank you. Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Russell,
Aye.
Alderman Shipley,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
5-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Pate, please read the bill.
An ordinance declaring the results of the election held in the city of Smithville, Missouri on November 8th, 2022.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 7. Alderman Yulidol.
Motion to approve resolution 1158, award bid number 22-23, Winter Avenue Water Main Replacement.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll. Oh, sorry. All those in favor of approving resolution 1158, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Chuck, are we spending money? Saving money. There we go. Saving it. Under a little bit. Next item is number 8. Do you want to give the update first and then do public comment?
Yes,
Thank you.
yeah, I'll give an update. So a couple of things on a previous version of the planning calendar. Staff planned on bringing forward ballot language to work session for questions relating to the construction of city facilities that were discussed at the budget retreat and past budget development discussions. So at the November 15th meeting, Mayor Boley made the suggestions of potentially moving this ballot question to the November election. So staff would just like to confirm this change with the board. And then additionally, the recent passing of Amendment 3 allows cities to impose a 3% sales tax on retail sales of adult use marijuana. And the first opportunity to bring this to the voters is the April election. We have had conversations with other cities and communities with our attorneys, and we could turn around an ordinance pretty quickly to bring to the board for discussion. A big thing is, since this is a brand new amendment, we are learning new things as we have these discussions. So as we receive more information, we will bring it forward to the board. So we would just like feedback on if you guys would like to pursue this ordinance and bring it to a future board meeting. The mayor has indicated plans to cancel the January 3rd board meeting since we only have one pending item currently on that agenda. So we could have discussions at the January 17th meeting. So we would just like to hear feedback on if you'd want to bring this as a discussion for an ordinance to bring it on the ballot, and then in what manner you would like to do that.
Thank you. The first we'll talk about police and then we'll do public comment and then do the sales tax. Work for everybody. So what's y'all's opinion on police station? I know we talked about it a lot at our financial summit. We've purchased land about 4 years ago. Do we want to hold off and let the school be the only one on the April ballot? Alderman Shibler.
Is there, yeah, I'm in favor of moving it. My only concern is, do we do it at I think the next November, is that what we were thinking? What's the difference in thresholds on having?
There is versus 4/7.
Okay,
So 57% versus 66%.
and is that the 56% and the November one? Okay. So what I would be curious, I mean, should we even push it back to the next municipal election?
I think the question really is, do we want to have it on in April, and we could talk about timing later.
Okay,
So do we want to?
and yeah, I'm in favor of moving it for sure.
Alderman Atkins.
Move.
Yeah. I move.
Okay. So you're good on that one? We'll move it. Chief, you can keep planning, work on that sauna. You know, lockers. I know. We get the one from up north. Awesome. Miss Uladol, you're up. You know the drill. Name, address, 3 minutes. Can you read the entire amendment in 3 minutes?
Not read the entire amendment, it's 39 pages. I am Sarah Uladol. I live at 408 Highland Avenue. And my husband makes fun of me every time I get up here and do this, and he says my voice is super shaky, so be ready for a super shaky speech. Good evening, I'm Sarah Uladol. I am president of Smithville Community in Action. We are a local coalition that receives major funding from the Federal Drug-Free Communities Grant, which focuses on underage drinking and youth marijuana use specifically. Our coalition, with guidance from our Amendment 3 specialist, Jennifer Rode, has spent hours looking at the pros and cons of this amendment. With the 3% marijuana sales tax being on your agenda tonight, I would like to offer some of what we have learned in the past few months. Smithville already had a medical marijuana dispensary, which will probably apply to convert to a comprehensive license, which means it will be selling non-medical marijuana as early as February 6, 2023. Local communities that have a dispensary that sell non-medical marijuana are permitted by Amendment 3 to have a 3% local sales tax. This sales tax would only be on non-medical marijuana. Missouri is not the first state to implement recreational marijuana, so we have many other examples to see what trends followed with this implementation. In this 3 minutes, I cannot give you all of the facts, but I would like to give you a few that stand out to help show you where the 3% sales tax could be best spent. Thank you, sir. I will talk faster. First, our police department and our first responders. This is cited from the Colorado Department of Public Safety. Once marijuana was legalized, the number of law enforcement officers who are trained in recognizing drug use went from 129 in 2012 to 221 in 2020. Training means money. Since recreational marijuana was legalized, traffic deaths in which drivers tested positive for marijuana increased 109%. Since recreational marijuana was legalized, traffic deaths following drivers who tested positive for marijuana more than doubled from just 55 to 115 people killed. It is reported continually that after legalizing, our local police and other first responders will have extra cost added to their bottom line. Secondly, prevention funds. A lot of youth substance prevention funds come from medical marijuana taxes. It has been shown over and over that once recreational marijuana is legalized, medical marijuana sales drop. This leads to less funding for youth prevention. Other states have added recreational marijuana tax for prevention, but Missouri did not. Missouri Amendment 3 tax goes to opioid treatment, not prevention, but treatment, and eventually veterans care. Smithville CIA has an outside evaluator come in every year to look at what we are doing in our community. Through this evaluation, it has shown that our work in the community has brought down youth substance use and abuse over the last few years. The Missouri State Auditor estimates it will cost local communities $35,000 per year in additional resources to patrol this impairments. And with the 3% sales tax is estimated to generate $13.8 million. Youth prevention is the first step in battling a lifelong addiction. Our kids are important to us, and with prevention funding put in place, we can touch the lives of each child in this community. The revenue from retail marijuana will be there whether or not Smithville does something to capture it. The longer we wait to put it on the ballot, the more money Smithville will leave on the table. So I ask when you're deciding how to earmark this 3% sales tax, we look at what other states and cities have done and what problems they have had, and to get ahead of the game and put the funding in place for what we know is going to be coming down the road. Thank you.
That's the question we're trying to find out. Once we know, we bring forward ordinances all agree to it. And as the state mentioned, we're not gonna have a meeting here January 3rd. Too quick to turn around and everybody on vacation. Staff is out. We can put this on the second meeting in January as a second reading. So we have a ballot. That'll be a ballot. That's kind of logistics. I know what's that. We have till the end of January to get it. So we have it.
No, 24th. I'm sorry.
We have the 24th, we have a meeting on the 7th.
Yeah, I say let's do whatever we can. Even if we need to have an emergency meeting in between, I have no problem with that, but we need to get this on the ballot.
Mayor, would you say again what they're weighing, what the difference is between the taxes, what use?
So they're trying to determine if the 3% is in addition to our current municipal sales tax.
As I think it is.
Or in lieu of. So we've got to get this test all signed off on by our attorneys, gaining an extra half cent general fund would be nice, but we'd be giving up that revenue to parks and other funds. If, hopefully, it's in addition to 5.5 cents.
And that's not spelled out anywhere.
38 pages?
39 pages.
39 pages.
I mean.
It reads very.
granted, I'm not a
Yeah,
person, but
there's a lot of information in there on what can go on the ballot during presidential year. Completely, they were very technical on.
What, do we know what the sales is on just the medical at the moment?
Can't target.
No, but there is a projection that we would receive about 150,000 in revenue from these sales if it is a 3% sales tax. It's just a general, like Missouri estimation that was given to us.
And if we assume that, what would the loss be just on those numbers to the parks and other?
Yeah, and that's something we can work with to prepare for the next meeting.
So the in addition to, if it is in addition to that money, we would talk later about where that money is gonna go as far as, okay. I know, Ms. Udall talked about, the need for additional training for officers and I guess we'd have to earmark that, whatever it is, right, out of the general fund. I mean, I guess we're gonna need to just, if we identify, we're gonna need additional, because of this, we're gonna need additional, whatever it is, right? We need to, discuss that. Okay.
That's part of a budget process, right? I mean, once it's added to our general fund, then yeah, we can start looking at what the next budgets, yeah.
Okay. And do we know yet, who besides the dispensary would be able to sell it in town? Okay,
So it's very, the only, 40 licenses.
there are no more additional licenses. Only the ones that are out right now are the ones we get. There will be 74 micro businesses that are allowed. We will not have any others.
There won't be any addition. Full license, especially in the side.
okay, thank you.
You guys want to move forward with this as soon as possible, or you want to?
Yeah, we need to move on it and make sure that once everybody gets it clearly stated what we're gonna be able to get from it.
I agree. I think we need to move forward.
I agree.
Yeah, I want to see, I want to move forward, kind of assuming either one of those options. So we're ready to go. Yep.
No public comment? There's a mention that we have January 3rd, enjoy. We have one more meeting between now and Christmas, but. Any other new business? Okay, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Okay, adjourn.
It was a whole shady deal. The whole thing was a shady deal.